What's good, y'all? It's your boy D-Lou back at it again with another banger video. I hope you guys had a happy Easter and you guys are making it through your April through everything that's happening, Lord. There's just a bunch of things that I really want to talk about, but the biggest thing that I wanted to make, the biggest, I guess, topic that I wanted to talk about for a while, and I kind of been just reminiscing about this because this is more for me personally, is about a year ago, I was in a long distance relationship with my partner that I'm still with now, and we were doing long distance from the beginning of March, not beginning, but mid-March, or mid to end of March to mid-July, and that was like 3-4 months long distance. And low-key, it did push and challenge me in a whole lot of ways, and it just really like developed a lot of characteristics in me that I feel are lost within this current generation for Gen Z, Gen Alpha, and the millennials. And I wanted to share my story and hopefully share tips that helped me survive long distance and could potentially help someone out there who is also about to either go through long distance or is considering going through long distance, and knowing that it is possible to make it through a long distance relationship, and your boy's gonna guide you through. But don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Don't forget to share this video with a friend so that we may continue to grow into the people that God wants us to be each and every day. Without further ado, let's get into the video. Let's get it, gang. So I have to put on my cap because hair is looking a little bit, funny, but hey, we ballin', we swagged out regardless. So long distance is not a new thing, but I know a lot of people are finicky with the whole thing about doing long distance with someone else, because being long distance with someone else, that means you won't be close in proximity with your person, and ultimately you won't be able to suddenly call them up and be like, hey, let's grab a meal, or let me come over and we go watch a movie, or random date nights. You have to be more intentional with your time. But I'm gonna share with you 10 things that I use to help survive, not even survive, but to conquer long distance with God's help, because I didn't do it on my own. It was God that was guiding me through it, because to be honest with you, at first I really didn't even want to do long distance, because I was just like, I can't do it. I just talked myself into it, where it's like, Lord, I don't want to do long distance because it's just hard and I need my person there. But here's the 10 things that I use to help survive long distance. So remember, these are my personal things that help me survive long distance. So they might not appeal to you, but they are what helped me, and hopefully it could help you if you're going through this, or someone who's going through this. So send them this video and hopefully it could help them through this situation. But let's get into it. So topic number 1 is the person worth it? Let's be real. Is the person worth it that you're going to do long distance with it? So fellas, is the girl worth it? Ladies, is the fella worth it? Is the man worth it? And that's just being real with yourself. I think we have to have a transparent conversation with the partner and be like, hey, hey, we're doing this, are we doing this with, what's the goal with this? Are we doing this to either just to hold on to something, or are you doing this to be like, hey, I really do believe in potential for us, and that we're I see something in you that I don't see in anyone else, and God is ultimately telling me hey, I don't want to give up on you. And that's ultimately what convicted me with long distance, because I'm gonna be transparent with you guys. When going through this myself about a year ago, I was communicating with my partner. I was like, hey, how I feel about long distance, and I'm not really for that. But I remember we were on the phone back and forth just talking, and I was just telling her, I was like, hey, low key, you're worth it. And I'm not gonna pass this up and pass you by. It's I know it's gonna make me uncomfortable, but I see that you're worth it, and I this bond, this relationship, this trust that we built I'm not ready to give that up without a fight, and we work too hard to go through this. So really just consulting God first and foremost, and just being like, God, like, is this the person that you want me to go through this with? Or just like, like really having a heart to heart with yourself, but also with the person in question, just being like, hey, I see value in you and I want to pursue this with you. I know it's not going to be easy, but we're going to get through this together. Or just being transparent, just being like, hey, I don't want to waste your time. Because that is real too, because I think there's some people, and we all heard stories to where like people do go through long distance and things fall apart within like the first few months or so, or the first month, and it's like, hey, I can't do it. But it's just really being honest with yourself and like your needs, and just communicating, being like, hey, I don't want to do this anymore, or like I feel like drifting apart, or just being communicative about your wants and needs in the relationship. So just being transparent and knowing like what you want, and seeing the value in the person, and just saying like if that person is worth it, and just thugging it out for them. And like, let's be real, like I think there's some people within our generation where like they don't want to thug it out, and they want instant gratification, or as we call it, microwave gratification, where we get it instantly, but it's not one of those things where it's just like you gotta let it marinate and like let it season, as the old folks say, and that's a lost art for real. So that's my number one. Number two, I would say, is leading up to you guys doing long distance, try to spend as much time with your with your partner as possible, because that will reaffirm the bond, and not and won't like feel like things are coming to an end, or like it's like, oh, this is the end of it. But just spending time with the person, because when I found out my partner was going abroad, and we were going to be away from each other 3 to 4 months, I was like, hey, look, while you're here, I'm going to spend as much time with you as possible, so prepare to be sick of me. And life does happen, but just wanting to be intentional where like, hey, I want to spend time with you, because let's be real, like everyone is busy, everyone has stuff they need to do, but you make time for who and what you want to make time for. If someone doesn't want to make the time for you, then they're not a priority you're not a priority in their life. Let's be real, let's be candid. So making time for the person, and like just whether it be like being like, hey, let's go grab a meal, or let's hang out over the weekend, or I can meet you on a Wednesday, Thursday, or a Friday night, and like let's do a movie night, or just being intentional with your time with your person. So that'd be my number two. Number three is when the person touches down to their destination, obviously communicate. Those are my big threes. You guys need to communicate. If you guys don't communicate, that ultimately just says, hey, I don't want to keep in touch with you. And just know what the time zones are. Know what the time time difference is. For me, it was literally a 14 to 16 hour time difference. So that it was a bit rough, because she was all the way in Japan. So my nighttime was her daytime, her daytime was my nighttime, and that required compromise. So when I'm getting ready to go to sleep, she would be waking up starting her morning. So calling her and just being hey, I want to fall asleep on the phone with you, or just start your morning with you, but it's my night, and just start your day with you, so stuff like that. And just being on the phone and just communicating and texting. But I think a really appreciative way is calling, because anyone can send a text, anyone can send a simple text message and just be like, oh, here's this is what we're, sorry y'all, it's a gnat over here. But anyone can send a text message and just be like, hey, just thinking about you. And text messages are good, but I think it really shows intentionality, where it's just calling you and just hearing the voice message, and just being like, hey, just been thinking about you, I miss you, give me a call when you get the chance. Didn't want anything, just wanted to check on you. Just showing intentionality. And even though you're busy in your busy schedule, but just calling them, just being like, I miss you. Simple as that. You could just leave it at that, and that just shows you're keeping the person on your mind and on their heart. So that would be my number three, is communicating it by any ways, and like, you know, communicate when things are good, communicate when things are bad. So that's number 3. Number 4, I would say make time for date nights. Make time for date nights, and fellas, plan the date nights too, but also, you know, it's be worth it to like suggest to the ladies like, hey, what would you like to do? And like, you know, I'll let you take the reign, because that way you're sharing in like the contribution for each other for planning a date night. So for example, for me, I plan a virtual cook night and a virtual vision board night, and my partner, she did a whole like thing catered for like a game night where we did a virtual escape room and like online games that we could play together, and just appealing to what each other would like. That goes to show, like, you know, like, hey, even though I'm away, he still remembers what I like, or she still remembers what I like, and appealing to each other's, like, you know, senses, and appealing to each other's like likes and dislikes, and knowing that and keeping that in recollection, and you're using that to like appeal to each other and just be like, hey, I remember when you said this, so I incorporated this into that, and it makes you really feel really special. So that would be my number 4, is date nights, date nights, date nights. Number 5, I would say be open to the ideas that your partner suggests to you, because, you know, you don't know like whether it be like a cry for help, or like, you know, hey, I think we should do this, I think we should do that, and not immediately shut it down. This is low-key where I failed in my long distance relationship. Like, you know, my partner, she would suggest things, and I shot it down. I'm being real and being transparent and candid with you, where like I could have been more accepting and more open to it, and I hold myself accountable. Even though I was in grad school, there's still no excuse to shoot down your partner's ideas, because that makes them feel disconnected and closed off. So don't like shoot down your partner's ideas, because you never know what they're trying to say, or like, you know, how it could improve your relationship, how it can, you know, spice up your date nights and like your long distance and stuff. Number 6, I would say, is at least for me, from what I could say, I was planning on their return. And like, you know, plan a welcome back for them. And for me, like, I plan like, you know, like a cute little like limo, like, you know, a chauffeur pickup, where I dressed up as a chauffeur and made a whole poster board cut out and got flowers, and like had a gift basket waiting for her in her room for her return. And, you know, just being intentional with like knowing that like, hey, you were missed and I'm preparing for your arrival, and just, you know, knowing that she's missed. So like, you know, knowing things that like she likes, and like stuff that you have done and built throughout the relationship that could be used to be able to build, like, to welcome her back to wherever, welcome her or him back to wherever they're coming from, and just be like, hey, while you were gone, I did this, and I thought of you, and I made this, and I made that, and I got you this, and I got you that. So that lets you know, like, hey, like, they were prepared for me, like, you know, they were waiting for me to come back home, and I feel like I'm embraced. It feels like a legit homecoming. So that would be my number 6. Number 7, I would say was number 7, I would say, is be transparent about how you guys are holding up. Don't try to fake the funk. Don't try to pretend everything is okay just to, you know, hold strong to the relationship. But it's okay to be transparent. It's okay to, like, you know, like, hey, I'm going through it. Hey, we're doing this, we're doing that. Hey, like, you know, I need help in this. And picking up the slack for when a person is down, and doing, whether that be like emotional check-in calls, or if it's like, hey, you're on my mind, or just like, hey, how are you holding up mentally up here? How are you doing mentally? How are you doing spiritually? Like, how are you doing out there? You know, and see, like, if you can arrange, like, you know, visitation time to, like, you know, come out and visit them, or fly out to them and just see them. But I know situations may look different for people depending on, like, you know, if they work, or if they work during the summers or not. So just coordinating that, and just being intentional about just doing check-ins on your relationship, and check-ins on each other in their personal lives as well, because life still happens when the person is away. Life happens for you, and life happens for them. So just being intentional for that. Number 8, I would say my number 8 would be number 8 would be I guess this is more dipping into more Christian territory because I am a Christian. Like being open to like doing Bible plans and like connecting with them spiritually, and like having prayer time, having Bible time, like doing guided Bible plans, and like that way you're showing that like you're invested in them spiritually as well, and like you're thinking of them on a deeper level. So whether it be a Bible plan, whether it be guided time for scripture, whether it be guided prayer time and praying over them during the long distance relationship, and just keeping them involved in prayer time and growing spiritually with each other, because that is honestly one of the rarest and like most deepest forms of intimacy is the spiritual, because there is a spiritual side to where two souls are coming together and you guys are surviving long distance with each other. That is powerful stuff. So I think feeding each other's spirits during this time as well, that's another key to being able to survive long distance successfully. Number 9 I would say would be boundaries within you guys' relationship, boundaries within like like times out there, and just like like hey, times like I'm doing this or I'm doing that, and like like how people approach you and like how you deal with that, even though that should be set up already prior before, but just maintaining to your boundaries. And like because people are going to like approach your partner no matter what. So if it means like having a representation on you, like whether it be like a bracelet that your girl got you, or like something attached to your keys that reminds you of your partner, something like that, to like be like, hey, no, like I'm still holding on and loyal to my partner, because that will definitely like thwart off other people, and like you can remain steadfast to you and your convictions and your boundaries and respecting your partner as well. So that would be my number 8. Number 9 I would say is keep up physically, and like keep up with things that you do, and like that ultimately just means like focus on your goals as well while your partner is away, because life doesn't stop once they leave. Like keep in good condition, keep aspiring for your goals and dreams while they are gone, and work towards them, so that way you have something to show for when they come back, and that way they have something to show for when they come back as well. So don't stop living, but continue to like focus on your goals, dreams, and aspirations. And number 10, don't give up. That's my biggest thing. Please don't give up in your long distance relationship. Know that your hug is coming. Know that your kiss is coming. Know that holding them is coming. It's just God is strengthening your resilience and persistence. I know it's uncomfortable during the meantime, and like there's nights where you like just crave and want to hold your partner, or just be in the presence of your partner, and sometimes the phone doesn't do it justice. But just hold on, and just let them know that you miss them. Because I think a lot of times like society kind of like bolsters up and be like, oh well, I'm doing good, I'm gonna be strong for my girl, or I'm gonna be strong for my man. But it's just like, no, like be vulnerable, show that you care, and show that you have a heart. Although it is important to be strong when one person is down, but I think there's a beauty in just being like, hey babe, like I really do miss you. Like there's some nights where like I just want to hold you again. And I embrace poetry during this time. I embrace poetry, I embrace writing, I embrace creative skills and learning a new skill to like, express how I felt during this time, to where I can express it to my girl and just to develop it. And that could be something to use to spice up and bolster you guys' relationship. So these are my things to where I really do hope that it's able to bless someone who might be going through long distance right now, or is considering long distance, and know that long distance isn't a failure. Long distance isn't for everyone, I do get that, but you're some tough people if you can survive long distance, because if you can survive long distance, you can survive dang near pretty much anything in a relationship. And it's meant to test you. It's not easy, it's not for the weak-hearted, but it's meant to test you, it's meant to push you, and you guys are going to learn how to love each other on a more deeper level than the surface level that you guys once thought you were. Because you can't just call it that person, but no, you're loving them for who they are, and loving and like knowing their tendencies, knowing how they tick, knowing their routines, knowing their patterns, and loving that person for them, not for the body, not for the touch, not for the flesh, but loving them for what's inside, which is their spirit and their heart and their soul and their mind. And that's where true love is. True love is not just the physical. It's based on what's inside and loving the person's soul and loving them for them. But I hope that this video was able to help and impact someone. Let me know if you guys enjoyed it. Let me know if there's anything that I missed during this and what I should add, or if I hit the mark, or some things that I missed. Let me know in the comments below. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Don't forget to share this video with a friend so that we may continue to grow into the people that God wants us to be each and every day. As always, it's your boy D-Lou signing out. Take care. God bless. Love you. And you're going to make it.